Hey YouTube, it's Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to be doing a portfolio overview today. So 6K, it's almost incoming. You'll see in a second. We're also going to cover the crypto side, the stock side, and then we're going to close it off with what I'm doing to continuously build the portfolio as we go through. Now, right here, like I said, originally this was going to be a 5K video, but then the market just exploded. Bitcoin and altcoins, everything just went off. So it's been a decent week now. And mentally, I still believe this is a 5K portfolio, but we're up 6K and we kind of shattered away like every loss that we've had right now. So we're actually like the entire portfolio is in profit right now. So I've been feeling pretty good. So, and this is roughly about the amount of capital that I put in. I would say we put in about maybe $550, right? So and then that's $5,500, and then we're up about 559. And basically over the week, as you'll see in a bit, we had like an 800 plus dollar push. Now, as far as the overall portfolio, what I use to track not only stocks and crypto is I use a platform called Ask Clash. If you do want to know more about it, I'll have a link to it in the description. Now, the portfolio part, unfortunately, you do have to pay for it. At first, you didn't have to, but now you do. But you can get access to it for about $9 a month. And the main thing I like about this, especially one because I do content about this, so I rather just have it all in one place. And then the second thing is that it actually can give you access to kind of what's going on in the market. But the only drawback with this is that you have to input everything yourself. That's the only downside to it, which is fine. Now, if we look at the portfolio, the total value is sitting at about $5,900. We're up about 10%. Our best mover in the entire portfolio was Robinhood. Our worst mover is BXUS. So that gives us access to international stocks. Some big names like SK Hynix or and a few Taiwan Semiconductor, some others, and there's other decent companies. But as far as the position, it's about 63% Bitcoin. So that's I understood Bitcoin honestly before I understood stocks, and honestly maybe it's because of my age, but it's just what attracted me the most. But this was like maybe 70K at one point. So I wanted to diversify the portfolio. So that's why I started adding things like as you can see here, it shows some of my other top holdings are BOO, which tracks the S&P 500, QQQM, which is the growth tilt, right? And then SCHD, which is kind of like that buffer, which we're sitting at about 4% on that. But in general, when it comes to my entire portfolio, I consider BOO, QQQM, and SCHD all one thing in itself. So the stock side is about 20%, and then the other, which is about 6%, that it's basically other stocks, but it's just more single stocks as you see. So as far as what we have, we're just gonna go straight down the list. Bitcoin, we have about 0.04. That's I'm pretty proud of that, especially because I started doing this. I started investing in it honestly here and there for like so many times throughout like the 2020s, but I would say I finally understood what it was in 2025. And that's when I started, allocating some of my capital into it. The only thing is that I was doing it as it was going up, and then I was also doing it when we were at all-time highs. But I didn't have that big of enough of a position yet to where it even mattered for me to take profits or not. And then basically as we went down into the bear market, I just kept buying and buying. And a little bit of the strategy that I used with that was just basically I was doing what I felt like I was comfortable with, especially when the market and everything was going down. Everyone was saying we were entering a bear market. I was doing about $1 to $5 a day. Then when we hit around like 58K, 60K, and like that range of everything, and I kind of got my life together a little bit because I had a lot of other stuff going on. I increased it to about an hour of my wages a day, and then basically right now we're not doing it at the moment, but I'll get to that in a bit. So I'm pretty okay. I'm pretty happy with what we got there. We're up about $296 overall in it. The rally's kind of wearing off a little bit, so you see the price is changing a little bit. So we probably will go a little bit lower. Hopefully, we don't get back all the gains, but hey, it is what it is. I believe in this asset long term. It's my highest conviction asset. Obviously, you see it's about 62.5% of the portfolio. Next, we got Ethereum. My thesis with crypto is that I think that Bitcoin is honestly the only thing that matters, and maybe ETH. So that's why I have ETH. Now, my goal with both Bitcoin and ETH is to have about one coin. Obviously, we could probably get one coin of ETH faster than we can one coin of Bitcoin. But that's kind of like those are the two assets, at least in this market, as far as crypto is concerned, that I believe actually matter. And mainly just with Ethereum is because even with the even with like the gas, like if you want to get deep and technical into it, it has like high gas fees and stuff like that. But the difference between that and Bitcoin is that it's not a scarce asset; it can constantly be generated. But most of these financial institutions and everything, they're building everything on top of the infrastructure of Ethereum. So the common trope that you might hear people say when it does come to Ethereum is that it's Manhattan before all the skyscrapers were built on top of it. So that's why I believe in it. It's if we are looking at crypto, it's probably my next high conviction asset, at least in that space. And then I have Pax Gold. So this is my exposure to gold. I believe in tokenization. I literally believe that that's the future. And like I've been a fan of tech since I was a kid, and I used to dream for times like this, at least as far as like how tech is concerned and like how far we've progressed. I believe that we're still not even at the precipice of what we can achieve when it comes to it. But I believe in tokenized gold. Now you can fight me on this. I get it. It defeats the purpose of gold if I'm buying a tokenized version of it. But you can say the same thing to people that buy gold ETFs. No one wants there's some people, but no one wants to carry around gold. No one wants to worry about, oh, can I put it in the safe like that? Like I'm sorry. Hey, I believe in it. And I believe if you can actually touch and hold it, like that's very valuable. But I believe in tokenization as well. And I actually like I understand gold. I understand how it works as money and how it's a hedge against fiat currency. Like I get it. I actually get it. But I also believe in tokenization too, and I believe Pax Gold is just it just makes sense in my head. So I allocate here and there to that. I'm gonna probably increase it a little bit more. Now the P&L is kind of off. I don't know. It's just been acting wonky a little bit, but we're not down 100% in Pax Gold. That's actually not true at all. If we actually look in my Coinbase account, that's where I hold it. So if you don't have a crypto account, maybe you want to get into it, and maybe you don't even want to put your own money into it. You just kind of want to check things out a little bit. You can get some free Bitcoin by signing up through my link. They also have a debit card that you can use, so you could deposit cash into it, and then you could spend the cash as if you were just regularly spending from your checking account. But here's the caveat: but they give you cash back on your debit card, and you could have that be go. You could have it go towards Ethereum, Bitcoin, or XLM, which that actually might be not be bad either. But like I said, I believe Bitcoin is the only thing that matters. So you can earn Bitcoin without actually putting money into the market yourself. And on top of that, if you just hold your cash here, they give you a 3.5% API. So now we're competing with high yield savings accounts. But if you keep the money here, you can also have that be given to you in the form of Bitcoin as well too. So just throwing that out there. Links in the description below if you want that. But my whole point was is that with Pax Gold, we're actually up on that too because we started allocating back to it when we were around that 3,900 to 4,000 region. But I believe in gold long term. I believe we will have like a 10K gold before the decade is over. So I will start focusing on that a little bit more too. But there's only so much money, right? So and the key thing that I've learned about this is that the only thing that holds me back from having a bigger portfolio is the amount of value that I add to the world and how much money I bring in myself. And that's pretty much it for crypto. Then we go to the stock side of the portfolio. So we have VOO, QQQM, SCHD, AMD, Celsius. We have Robinhood Ventures 1, and we have the Robinhood Ventures 2 fund. Google, The Honest Company, Amazon, Roundhill, DRAM, Micron, Elf Beauty, VXUS, Cheesecake Factory, SoFi Technologies, Facebook, Robinhood, Netflix, Microsoft, American Express, and Dutch Bros. Now go to the we're just gonna go to it. So this is my Robinhood side of my portfolio. So if we look at the amount of money, it's about 1,500 right here. So as far as the shares, my main plan with all of this, if we just do this to look at the equity, my main plan with all of this is to one, I want a share of VOO. So that's the main thing I care about. I wanted a share of QQQM. My whole plan was once I got there, I would stop that because the whole plan for me this month is to build up cash. I talk a little bit more about like my whole entire August like plan. Um, Video to that would be like up here in a card. But the whole point is that we already have a share of QQQN. My next thing is to get a share of VOO, and then honestly is to just keep banging that out and hopefully we retrace a little bit so I can buy some more shares so I can get more for every dollar. And then because I want that to compete with Bitcoin as far as like my largest holding. So we got it to where it's like around neck and neck with Ethereum. That low key might change because if crypto keeps taking off, that's going to increase the holdings of Ethereum, or at least the position of Ethereum in the overall portfolio. But we're so close; we're at like 0.90 shares, so we have about $70 more to go because VOO is sitting at around $703 or so right now. Um, and then the next thing we have is SCHD. So this right, I don't want to have to pull my money out of an account when I'm 59. That's really it. So my goal with SCHD is to build it up so that way as I do get older, I can have dividend income. And that's really it. Like there's nothing else to it. Like that's really it. Like I've done a lot of research. I buy SCHD in my Roth IRA too, and I have like a VTI. Like I have my Roth IRA down, but this I don't necessarily share that because it's not. I don't necessarily build it as aggressively as I do my taxable. Because my whole thesis is that I like flexibility, but I believe in allocating to a Roth IRA. But that's neither here or there. So if we look at the profit and everything, because this is another reason why I like it because it's just all here. We're up about $38 so far. My average cost with BOO is around 66077. Um, with QQQM, it's at 274.76. So we're up about $19-20 there. And then SCHD, it's been on tear, it's been going up, but I do about $2 a day. I do about $2 a day into SCHD, $5 a day into VOO, and then about $3 when, at least not right now, but that's what I was doing into QQQM to get it up to one share. And I would throw in like extra here and there for either or. But my plan with SCHD, honestly, is to probably start buying like a share every 2 weeks or so. Because right now I have basically about $20 of my paycheck every week goes to the company I work for, where I get 15% on our stock. I might I might slow that down and just allocate that here, or I just might say, you know what, let me just keep getting the match from my company and then just buy the share of SCHD. I believe in that long term, and I would love to have dividend income to where I don't necessarily have to stress as much when I'm older, or if I let's say I want to retire early, I don't have to wait till I'm 59 in order to have access to cap or cash flow. So those are the key hold like that's the base. That's the base. That's what I care about my portfolio being like. This is the base of my portfolio. I wanted to build a foundation, and kind of once I started hitting some of those milestones, then I wanted to add single companies. And I that there's a reason why you see like the holdings are so low for a lot of these too, because it's something I want to slowly build up. And these are some companies I believe in as far as what they're doing. Another thing that I am doing is I'm starting to try and pay attention a little bit more to balance sheets and income reports and earnings and conference calls and all that. That takes time. So and at the end of the day, I don't have time as much time to sit down and look at all this. So that's why the main thing with my stock side of my portfolio is the low cost index funds and ETFs. That's really it. But AMD, as you can see, basically the bigger the position, the more belief I have in the company. But when it does come to the single stocks, I really only want these to be about maybe 1% of the portfolio, 1% to 5% max, depending on what it is. AMD, you see we're a little bit down there, which I'm actually happy with. I believe in AMD and what it can do, and I've seen what it can do when I would put in some money at $200 and then I saw it rise up. So I believe in what it can do, and this is a great company. That's really all I got to say about that. It's probably one of the key people in the AI space and like chips and everything aside, like an Nvidia or a Micron. Celsius, great energy drink brand. That's really not much else to say about that. Robinhood Ventures, I like AI. You know, and this is just a little test. I'm not gonna be putting more money. I just wanted to get one share. So it has like OpenAI, it has like some other company, it has SpaceX in it and everything. So I get exposure to that. RB2, basically this is like these are companies, it has companies that like haven't even IPO'd yet, and this is a whole different ball game if you want to look at something like a RV two. So let me just show you a little bit about this if it does let me, and if it actually loads up in time, because we're just free balling this, no edits, no nothing like that. So we'll let that come up for a bit. Google, I believe in this company long term. It has one of the biggest search engines in the world. YouTube, Google, right? It just makes sense, right? And obviously I already get like most of the exposure to this through QQQN. But it's just another one of those many companies that I believe in long term. So the Robinhood Ventures Fund, this is basically it. So it's an IPO allocation summary. They have there's quite a bit going on here. I'm trying to see. Okay, here we go. So this is basically it. These are like all the sectors that's involved in it. And it looks like this is only how much I can zoom out. So you got some tech, you got some industrial, some financial services, healthcare, consumer, cyclical and stuff like that. This is basically where I see like the future of AI going. We're basically, and I coined this little phase in a video where basically there's about three phases. We're in one phase where basically we're like in the prompt area where you just type stuff in and then just shoots it out. Next phase is going to be like the agentic AI, where basically everything's kind of working alongside you. Hey, you want to do this? Just approve it. Yeah, I do. And then the AI kind of does it. That's kind of where I'm seeing with stuff like this. And you got some other stuff in here. And then the next phase is where we're just going to be in Valhalla or heaven, basically, where AI is kind of doing everything for us. I know people don't like stuff like that, but it is the future. So that's really it. Now, will these do well? Probably not. I don't know. But that is my play money when it does come to something like this. And I don't want to sell it either. And I think I have a good price, or about average cost about $23.08. So will it go high? I don't know. Will I sell it if it goes high? I don't know. We'll see. Next is going to be the Honest Company. It's a good company. I've been doing some research on it. I'm just buying like maybe a share a week or so on it. I honestly should probably buy more. Some people project this to be like a $10 stock in the future. We're up on it. I like it. Basically, anything that's over like $10, it's something I believe in. Amazon, big hyperscaler, it makes sense. Everyone uses it. It's basic. People do everything. Not only do people get everything delivered on it, but they have a good space in AI and cyber security and everything like that. DRAM basically it gives me more exposure to like Nvidia, AMD, and like all these other companies and stuff like that. Another one I believe in, we're down a little bit, but I basically want to own about a share of that because about 1 to 5% of this portfolio would be about anywhere from like 20 to like $100. So that's like where I potentially want like most of these tinier holdings to be. But I don't want anything in these single companies to outweigh VOO for especially the or QQQM, but mainly VOO. I don't want anything to get higher than that. Um, Next thing, Micron. I snagged in about $13 when it was at 795. So basically, if it goes lower than there, I'll add more to it. And then if not, I'm okay. I still get exposure through the Nasdaq and then DRAM. I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I get exposure to there as well too, mainly through QQQM. So I'm fine. I don't really need to buy more of that. Elf Beauty, great business. None else more to say about that. Um, VXUS. I want to have more exposure to the international space as I keep growing. I believe in this too, and I don't believe the U.S. can always be on top. There's going to be periods where the international stocks do outperform sometimes. So that's really it. We're building that up. Obviously, we want about a share of that, and then we want to keep building on top of that. But I want that to kind of be the base alongside VOO, QQQM, and SEHD. Next, we're gonna have Cheesecake Factory. It's been doing good. I feel like I missed my run on that, and the thing is that I didn't start with a lot of capital. So they like it would behoove of me to put my money in a low cost index fund versus chasing a company where realistically I don't know what can or cannot happen in the long run. Uh, and they have a great business model. SoFi technology, it's the future. It's the future, right? If people don't want TradFi anymore. They have an all-in-one ecosystem where not only you can get loans, you can invest, you can buy crypto, everything. So it just makes sense, and that kind of ties in with Robinhood as well too. Same thing, great company, great ecosystem, and basically Robinhood. This is a great company. Like you can, I will speak as much praise about Robinhood as I can. You can get started. Like these are one of the companies where they kind of highlighted that you can get started with just buying fractional shares. I know they weren't the first, but they're the ones that kind of like they're like, oh, okay, because no one teaches you stuff like this, right? No one teaches you stuff like this. They have a good Roth IRA. They have a good IRA. You get 3% back on everything that you deposit or contribute to it, right? If you have gold, which is about $5 a month, and then they have their banking, right? You get high yield savings not only on your checking but your savings account, and they have one of the best cards, one of the best credit cards in the market. You get 3% cash back on everything. Robinhood's a good company. Now, as much as I'm like speaking about it, you be like, well, why don't you hold more? I don't think it's a good price, at least to buy it, especially what the market has been running with crypto and everything. I think if we get to my average cost, I'll add more. And keep in mind, like these are like I'm throwing like maybe $5 or $3 like here or there into these, but the main bulk of like the money that I'm putting into my portfolio is going into VOO and SEHD right now. So that's what I'm focusing on. And then once I hit that one share, we're really just going to be focusing on VOO, Bitcoin, and gold. Honestly, I think that actually might be the next phase of what I do going forward is to just pick those three and then just build those up as another base. Then we have Facebook. Uh, everyone's hearing what they're Facebook's in the gutter. I'm happy I have not allocated too much capital into that because we're down about almost 8% in that. But Facebook, they not only that, but Meta owns Instagram and everything. Like this is a good company that's not going anywhere. People love Instagram. No one, they're not. The boomers love Facebook. They have some of the greatest marketing and like ad revenue. Dude, the company's not going anywhere. It's not. Netflix, great business model. It's really easy. There's not many competitors to them. They can always generate cash flow. I think they're doing pretty well. And if you look at any video, people are going to tell you that Netflix is probably one of the cleanest businesses to hold. And we're going to keep allocating into there. It's just I only have so much money I can allocate. Microsoft, good hyperscaler. I got that for free through Robinhood. So if you have not if you haven't started investing in stocks, you can get a free stock in the link below, ranging from $5 to $200. Someone signed up through my link. I chose Microsoft as my free stock for them joining, and literally right before I could add more, they had a great earnings report, and then it skyrocketed about 24%. So I can't control that, but my $5 turned into 628. Imagine if I had more. American Express, great company, attracts great customers, or at least financially. Dutch Bros, I think there's something special here, especially when it comes to their competition with Starbucks, and they're just popping up everywhere. They bought like a bunch of businesses like in other states where they're like salad businesses. They're gonna turn them into Dutch Bros. Very simple. It reminds me of like rallies. If that or checkers, if you ever heard of that, where basically you just kind of walk up and you can order, even though rallies had a drive through as well, but there's that aspect where you can just kind of walk up, order your food, and kind of sit outside and eat it. So you not only got that, so that's kind of most of what I have. Um, Ask Clash only lets me add about probably 25 holdings. So there's probably just one more that I couldn't add, and that one is BAT. And this one, this is like one that I picked solely on my own and while doing my research. And I don't know if it'll do well, but it makes sense to me. All of these AI infrastructures and everything, all of this, we're going to need energy. Now, I wanted to pick an ETF that kind of is going to be the future of what's needed down the line, like where this all makes sense. And basically, BAT tracks a market cap weighted index that invests in global advanced battery material companies, such as those that mine or produce lithium, cobalt, nickel, magnesium, and graphite. So I think this is something that will be important in the future. Not only that, it gives us exposure to Tesla, Bloom Energy, and a few others. But I think this is going to be a decent company down the line. So I plan, not a company, but an ETF. So I plan to allocate money into this. Um, and I think it's going to probably pay off in the future, but we'll see. This is just a little bit of an experiment, but maybe it's a low cost. It's an index fund that is relatively cheap, and it's going to go towards something that I think that's going to be important in the future. Now, this isn't financial advice. This is literally me. This is literally probably the riskiest thing that I think I am buying in my portfolio, because everything else that I have, I kind of done the research, or at least some people that I kind of trust in the space have suggested these. So and I think all of these will do well, but this was probably one of the only ETFs that I picked out of my own volition as far as looking forward into the future, as far as what's gonna matter down the line, and not something that everyone else is telling you to buy. And also, it's something that is relatively cheap as well too, and it's very cyclical. Um, if you put money in, it's you might lose like a couple cents here or there. Obviously, they'll change the more money you put in, but this is just something out of my own volition that I'm just kind of tracking myself. So I don't necessarily consider it part of my portfolio, one, because I can't add it, but on top of that, it's not something that I think is going to be like the driving force. I think this is something that would kind of do well in honestly like 10, 15, 20 years. Everything else I see, I think it could actually do well within five, to be honest with you. So that's the overall portfolio. We're closing in on 6K. We will probably pass that this week, like before the month is over, because I'm still doing five a day into VOO. So five, so that's about $25 a day. And then on top of that, we're doing $2 a day into SCHD, so that's $10 a week. And then we're getting our cash back, and we're getting our yield from for Bitcoin. So that'll add like some cents here or there. And then who knows? We might sustain this rally. We'll see. And then I'll keep doing my basically little roundups that I'm doing into stocks gold, so that'll increase as well too. Because in this portfolio it doesn't count the cash that I have sitting idle. So and I don't plan to do that. But we shall see. We're almost at 6K. So like the last time I made this video, we were like we were at $4,500, so 4.5K. So hey, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. But let me know what you think. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Basically, I'll always update this. My thesis for all of this is that when I'm actually obsessed with this and with anything that where I kind of get an obsession with it, I don't stop. So the way that this works with my portfolio is that I'm always going to invest. I'm not going to stop. So why wait till I have like why wait till I have like 5K, 10K, 100K, and then I'm like, hey, like, why not build this from scratch and just document it all the way? Because I'm not gonna stop. I really do believe, yeah, I do believe I can reach about 10K. If we keep going at this rate, if we keep going at this rate, we can reach 10K. Honestly, if everything in the portfolio goes up 15%, let's say, and then Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, let's say we go to like 40. Honestly, we can hit 10. We can hit 10K very easily. We actually can. We actually can. We could probably do it just on what I already have in it, but obviously the quickest way I'll get there is by the amount of capital that I allocate and how long it takes me to do it. But I believe I can. I believe I can generate like a great portfolio and one that's actually going to do me well in the future as I get older, and that it will come in handy. So that the whole point of this is that if you are thinking about you actually can do it. I'm not special. Most of this was started with like $1 to $5 a day, and you at least got $1. You at least got $1. Why not get your feet wet so that way you can like see like you just gotta see it to believe it. If I'm gonna be honest with you, like with just $1 a day, and my money was going down, but now we're up. We had like an 800. We had like an 800% week. 800, like, well, not 800%. I wish, but it was like an 800 dollars that we gained off of 20%, and that's incredible. That's incredible. So you can, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. So hopefully this is a testament to at least help you get started. If you made it to this point in the video, you have to give me a like. You have to give me a like on the video if you made it this far. Especially if you learned something new or if this was the video that kind of helped you say, you know what, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start now. Like I have to start. I don't know why I'm waiting. I will keep tracking this as well too, so these videos won't stop. And as far as if this is your first time to my channel, I do other videos about the market and basically what's going on. Basically, as someone that's retail, just a regular person, I'm not a hedge fund manager. I'm not someone that built up a business or already came into the game showing you like, oh, I have $10,000. How'd you get it? Yeah, right. I'm gonna show you step by step as far as what I'm doing. If you want to do it how I'm doing it, you can. If not, it's okay. You do it however it works for you. But why not get started? You got $1. You got $1. You're losing your purchasing power every day. Why not put it to good use? Why why not? So if you like the video, like I said, like it, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you on the next video that we have coming out. Hope you have a good day. Bye.